Hi, my name is Brian. I'm a first-generation pilot with no farming experience. I want to be an ag pilot.
Alright, we're going out for another day here. Going to have another nice flight today. Just taxiing out to runway 21. Taxiing the Pacer's not too terribly bad. It's it's a tailwheel airplane, so you've got to constantly be on your toes, ready for anticipating every little change. You've got to really know where the wind direction is, where the wind's coming from. Make sure your crosswind control inputs are where they need to be, and basically a tailwheel airplane, much more so than tricycle gear, it's going to try to weather vane on you, so it'll act kind of like a windsock. So you got to know if you're going to start turning, you got to expect, okay, if I've got wind coming from a certain direction, I need to make sure I'm ahead of the plane and I'm anticipating that it's going to try to push me around and spin me around even faster. So nothing crazy, nothing impossible. It's just requires you to be a little more focused, and I think ultimately leads to stronger pilot skills. So if you don't have a tailwheel endorsement, I recommend you go get some tailwheel training, because it will help you with all other flying. This camera should give you a little bit of a perspective of what I can see in the plane, which is not much. This is a little bit above my eye line, so maybe if I scoop down like that, you can see kind of, that's about my perspective as we're going down the taxiway here. So I kind of got to lean over this way if I really want to see, or S turns, but usually I'm tall enough that I can at least see what's in front of me. Alright, all lined up, and we're ready to go. Add power. Alright, tail coming up. Looking straight down to the end of the runway. Straight down to the end of the runway, and we're flying. So that was a trick, something that was tricky when I first started learning tailwheel flying. The mistake I would make was, as soon as that tail came up, the sight picture changes. So when you're sitting with the tail down, you're looking right off the nose of the airplane, just trying to see any runway that you can possibly see. And then once that tail comes up, your perspective changes and there's lots of runway in front of you. But the mistake I was making was I still kept looking right at the nose of the airplane right in front of me. I wasn't looking out at the end of the runway, and if you don't do that, then you start chasing that airplane back and forth all over the runway, and that's what was happening to me. But I've since learned that lesson, and I'm a lot straighter on takeoffs now. It is hot today, so I think I'm going to climb up, get above this, looks like a scattered layer of clouds here. I'll get up above this scattered layer and maybe it'll cool down and just have some fun. And flying VFR, got to make sure I maintain my cloud clearance as best as I can. 1,000 feet above the clouds, 500 feet below the clouds, 2,000 feet horizontal separation from the clouds. So we'll keep that in mind as we find a nice spot to pop up above this. But it's a pretty scattered layer. We've got lots of room. All right, found a nice little spot here where we can get up above this layer. making my way through the clouds, back and found, rising fire, and I'm homebound. So I have a confession to make. I like Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. So sue me, I like the movie. So, you know, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know, there's like the people who are the original Star Wars, and they're like, oh yeah, that's the only ones I like. And then there's the people who like the prequels, and they're like, yeah, I really like those. And then there's the people who like the new ones, the sequels, and like, yeah, I love those. But rarely do people cross, you know, are there people who like the originals and the prequels and all that stuff. Well, guess what? I feel so lucky that I like all of the Star Wars movies. And I like The Phantom Menace. There's been shaming amongst Star Wars fans for so long. Like, you feel like you can't say that you actually like the movie. Like, start talking to somebody about Star Wars and they're like, oh yeah, those prequels, they're stupid. And you're like, oh yeah, you're right. But I actually kind of like them. Well, let me say this. This is, I think, part of the reasoning behind why each person likes Star Wars the way they like it. When The Phantom Menace came out, I was a young boy about the same age as Anakin. So I could totally relate to that character, right? And so it makes sense that, like, I liked the pod racing, I liked everything about the movie, really. I didn't, you know, Jar Jar Binks. Not that I love Jar Jar Binks or anything, but the fact is, I didn't even know people didn't like him until I started talking to people, you know, years later, and they're like, oh, Jar Jar's so dumb. And I'm like, oh, he is? I didn't know that. I thought he was fine. So, fans of Star Wars, just be nicer to each other. It's okay if somebody else likes something that you think is stupid. It's just a movie. Now, if I were to rank the Star Wars movies from my favorite to my least favorite, that would be tough. I have to think, like, okay, if I want to sit down and watch a Star Wars movie, which one am I going to choose? And right now, my favorite Star Wars movie just to watch is The Force Awakens. I really liked that movie. And it was a great movie-going experience, you know. Me and my wife went to the movie theater opening night, packed movie theater. The energy was so huge. Everybody had a great time. Everybody loved it. There was clapping and all that stuff. So that has an effect on the way I perceive that movie. But I'm going to probably say, all right, here comes my controversial Star Wars movie ranking list. Number 1, The Force Awakens. Number 2, you're not going to like this, The Last Jedi. I know, I liked it, and we can save that discussion for another flight. Then here's an interesting one, too. I'm probably going to get kicked out of being allowed to go see Star Wars movies with this list. Number 3, The Phantom Menace, Episode 1. Number 4, The Empire Strikes Back. Number 5, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Number 6, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Number 7, the original Star Wars, A New Hope. And then the last 2 here are going to be tough because I've only seen The Rise of Skywalker, I think, twice. But I think I'm going to say number 8 is Return of the Jedi, and number 9, The Rise of Skywalker. said, I like all the movies. Being up so high has made me want to come down low, so I think I'm going to do a few ground reference maneuvers here, practice. Probably do just a couple S-turns. Alright, here we go, about 700 feet AGL. Got my line here in sight, and we're crossing, and we'll start, turn to the right. Maintaining altitude, maintaining airspeed. So I want to know, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? And what's your ranking? I want to see your list. Looking outside the airplane. Coming up on our point. Want to be perfectly perpendicular. And there it is, and now to the other side. Trying to make these equal radius turns here. And our altitude good. Keeping it coordinated. Oh, it's bumpy. Gee. And there we go. Nice, right back at our starting altitude. We did it. Alright, gotta come in and do a little touch and go here. Local airport. On a 45, coming in for the downwind, runway 18. And this camera, I'm sorry, I did not format the SD card on this camera, and so it quit. So you don't have this beautiful angle looking back at me, which I'm upset about. But it's fine, we'll deal with it, we'll get through this, people. Don't go buy a bunch of toilet paper just because my camera quit. Alright, we're downwind, turning downwind right now for runway 18. It's a nice gusty, bumpy day, so the winds are mostly right down the runway. Looking at the windsock, yeah, down the runway, probably about 10 knots. Gusting. Alright, so we got everything ready here, good, lights on. We're ready for landing. Keeping an eye out for any traffic. Got our airspeed about right. Dexter traffic, Mesa 06 Charlie, face runway 18 Dexter. Alright, we'll try to do a wheel landing here. Go get that tail wheel endorsement. Do it. Dexter traffic, Dexter 06 Charlie, final, runway 18, touch and go, Dexter. Alright. Little high. Nothing a slip can't fix. Alright, that's more like the side picture I want to see. Alright, there we go. Quick peek at the windsock, right down the runway, that's good. Don't have to worry too much about crosswind. Oh, yeah. That was a greaser. And add power back in. We'll keep it going. Woo. Take that, gusty winds. watching. Let me know if there's some content you want to see in future videos. And remember, no matter what you want to do in life, it's up to you to make it happen. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll never join you. I'm a Jedi like my father before me.